What the heck? Hey everybody. So in the last episode, we made a scarf, and this time we're going to make a granny square. We're going to be working in rounds instead of rows. We're going to be utilizing the double crochet, the chain, slip stitch, and then when we're all done, we're going to add this as a pocket to our scarf that we made. This particular pattern I found on the internet. It's a pretty standard pattern. It's very basic. You'll find this pretty much anywhere if you just Google crochet granny square pattern. I'm going to show you the one that I'm using. It's from 365 crochet 365. If we look at this pattern, it tells you what it is, a basic granny square. It gives you some pictures. Most likely, if you're just starting out, you're going to be looking for free patterns. Be careful of AI patterns. I know it's going to be hard for you to tell, but join some crochet groups on Facebook or Reddit or whatever you use. If you have any questions about it, usually there's a lot of people that'll tell you right away if it's an AI pattern or if it's a real pattern. Some of the AI stuff is just getting ridiculous, and it's really hard for people that are just learning how to crochet because you can't determine which one's AI and which one's not. But anyway, this is a real pattern. Let's scroll down. Here's the materials that you'll need. Okay, we are using a 5mm hook. It says any size yarn, but we're going to use weight 4, the same size we use for the scarf. And you'll need a needle and scissors. Now here's your abbreviations, which are your terms. And this is the terms that they use in the pattern. Okay, and then here's the pattern. I'm going to take each round and I'm going to post it at the top so that you can watch me, but you can also see the pattern as we go. So see, here's round 3. You just keep going. It talks a little bit, shows pictures. Up on the top, you can see I have the first round, and we're just going to start from there. Now on this pattern, it says to start, chain 5 and join with a slip stitch. I put the terms on the right over here. Okay, so the terms are going to be on the right over here, and I'm going to put the pattern of where we're at up there so that you can kind of see, because you'll learn how to do patterns. You'll learn how to read because you're constantly going to go back to what these terms mean. All right, so we're going to chain 5. You don't have to do it this way. You can do a magic circle if you know how to do that. It's kind of hard to do that. So since you're just starting out, I suggest doing how they say to chain 5 and join with the slip stitch. So what the heck? So do you ever get random ink on your hand and you don't know where it came from? Like, where did it come from? Like, I have this pen, which I've been using, and there's no ink on it. There's no ink on it. I don't know where it came from, so I had to check my yarn and stuff. So anyway, we're going to start by chaining 5. So we're going to do our slip knot. Make a circle, and we're going to pull it through to make a loop. Trash man's here. Insert hook. Tighten it, and we're going to chain 5. So now not only do I have psoriasis, I now have ink on my hands too. I wash it though, it's not going to rub off on anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to join with the slip stitch. So we're going to go to our first one, insert a hook there, and a slip stitch. We're just going to yarn over, and we're going to pull it through everything. Okay, and now we have a little circle, and this circle, we're going to work all of our stitches in that circle. So now it says round 1, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That counts as your first double crochet. We're going to work 2 double crochets. One, 2. Now this part's going to be the hardest part, is just this first round because it's just really awkward trying to hold the circle and then do the stitches and keep track of where you are, so don't worry about it. Now what this is gonna be is we're gonna have 4 clusters of 3, okay? So it's gonna make like a little cross. This is 1 cluster. It says, if you see at the top, it says, in the loop work 2 double crochets, chain 2, so that's what we're gonna do, and then 3 double crochets. And see, it has 4 clusters of 3 double crochets with chain 2 in the middle, okay? So that's like the basic starting square. So now we did the 2 double crochet, now we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to do 3 double crochet. Okay, so chain 2, 1, 2, and now 3 double crochet, yarn over. Wait, that is not the circle. Insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 3. So that's another cluster. So now you have 2 clusters. Chain 2, 1, 2. And now we are over here. Okay, so now we're doing 3 double crochet, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 1, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 2, yarn over, insert hook. And see, I'm just kind of holding the tail as I go and crocheting around that too. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 3. Okay, so we're over here. Now we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to 3 double crochet again. So chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 1, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 3, and then it says chain 2, slip stitch to top of starting chain 3. Okay, so we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to slip stitch to the top of the starting chain 3, which is right here. Okay, because that was the first chain that we did. So we're just going to slip stitch right in there. Okay, and that is round 1. So what this did, now this is why I like using a magic ring when I make these, because then I can tighten the hole and it'll close it. But this one is not going to close, but it's going to be really strong and it's not going to unravel. So that's okay because there are going to be holes in every single corner too, and it kind of matches it. So this is our first square. Okay. And you can see there are 4 clusters, 1, 2, 3, 4. And each corner will have a chain 2 space. And this is going to go throughout all of the rounds. It'll be the same thing. The corner will have a chain 2 space. All the other in-betweens will just have 1. Okay, let me get the next part. So round 2. We're going to slip stitch to the next space. So we're at this corner and we're going to slip stitch across to this space right here. All right, so we're going to make sure that it's not too tight. Insert hook, yarn over, pull through both for a slip stitch. Then find the next one. Insert hook, yarn over, pull through both. And the next one. insert hook. Come on, you can do it. Insert hook, yarn over, pull through both. Okay. And we're going to slip stitch into this space right here. Okay, so we just kind of walked from this stitch all the way over here to start working from this space. All right, now there's a couple ways if you look at different ones, some of them turn and you can easily turn it and just go the other way. You could do that. Um, Usually this is how I learned how to do it. So I think it's just easier to learn this way. This is fine. So we slip stitched over here. We slip stitch to the next space, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochet, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now chain 2, 1, 2, and now 3 double crochets in the same space. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 1, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 2, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's 3. So that's what first corner made. That is what a corner is. Now, since you are new, I'm going to suggest that you take a stitch marker and you're going to mark the middle, okay? So we're just going to just mark somewhere in the middle. You know what? Maybe let's try to go across. See if we can go across. Okay, so I'm just putting it on one side to the other so that there's a stitch marker right in the center. And this is going to make it so that you know exactly where you are because it'll start getting confusing and you'll see what I mean. So just for now, trust me, put a stitch marker in the middle somewhere so you know what's the middle. Okay. So first corner made, we're up here. And now you see how it has the asterisks and it says chain 1 and then there's brackets. Okay. The brackets mean we're going to do all that in the same space. It says do this in the next corner and then repeat from asterisk to asterisk 2 more times. So let's start that. We're going to chain 1. Now see, the only time you're going to chain 2 is in the corner space. The chain 1 is on the sides, okay? And you'll understand what I mean by that in a bit when we get to the next one. Now we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we did that one time, and it says repeat 2 more times, okay? So we're going to do that 2 more times, and that's making 2 more corners. So we'll chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in this space. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's one corner. Then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do that again in this corner. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, chain 2. No, sorry. See, we're just connecting in the middle. This is the side, so it's just chain 1. So let's take 1 away. Chain 1, and then join with the slip stitch to the top of the first chain. I'm actually going to join right here, just because I don't know if you notice over here, see this gap? There's a gap. Where is it at? Yeah, I think that's it. If you chain way up here, there's not a gap. Just make sure you leave it a super loose one. Okay, so we're going to chain that to join. So there's our row, our round 2. Okay. Now see, notice it has the corners. See, this whole thing right here is just 4. Okay. Basically, it's 2 corners right here. And then you put 2 in each corner. When we start doing the next round, we're going to start putting 1 cluster in between these, and there'll still be 2 in each corner. So let me get that round up. Okay, this is round 3. We're going to slip stitch to the next space. So it's just like we did before. We're going to slip stitch to this corner space over here. Okay, so we're just going to insert hook, yarn over, pull through, get it kind of loose. Insert hook right here. Honestly, you don't have to. Let's just do it right here. If you keep it loose enough, it should be fine. Okay, so now we're at this corner. Okay, and we're going to see it over here in brackets. It says chain 3, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So the brackets means that you do everything in that space. Okay, so we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochets, 1, 2. Okay, so see that chain 2, that counts as 1 double crochet. So this is 1 cluster, and then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and we have 1 corner made for that round. Now we're going to see where it says the asterisk. That means we're going to be repeating everything in there. Chain 1, 3 double crochet in next space. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, 3 double crochet in next space, which is this middle one. So this is the side. 1, 2, 3, and then chain 1, in next corner space, work 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. Now, they didn't put that in the brackets, which they probably should have, but that's okay. It's a free pattern. So in this space, the corner space, we're going to make the corner cluster, which is 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put a cluster in this side chain space. 1, 2, 3, and chain 1. And then we're going to do the corner space, which is 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, so it's 2 clusters. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then 2, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, so we have 3 corners so far. We'll put a cluster in the side one. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to chain 1. And we're going to make the corner cluster. 1, 2, 3, chain 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We're going to chain 1. Okay, we have 1 more left. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, so we repeated it twice. We chained 1, we 3 double crocheted, chain 1. Now we're going to join at the top of the starting chain 3. So we're just going to join it right here. Okay. And there you go. Now we have round 3. Now for how big we're going to make ours, we're going to make ours this big because this is the width of the scarf. Okay, so this is the center. We're going to count out 1, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 5 rounds. This is round 3. I'm not going to do the pattern. I'm not going to write the pattern on the top anymore. Okay, so now we're just going to wing it, which it's the same exact thing over and over again. So we're going to slip stitch to the corner. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to work 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Okay, that's our first cluster. We're going to chain 2 because this is a corner. We're going to work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. There's our first corner. And now this time on the side we have 2 spaces. Okay, so we're going to chain 1. We're going to put a cluster in this one. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put a cluster in that one because that is not a corner. So it just gets 1 cluster. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to do the corner. So this is what we have so far. Okay, and you have your little thing here. You can tell where the middle is. All right. It's very, very good to keep track of that. Now we're going to do the corner, which is 2 clusters. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to chain 1, and we're going on this side. We're going to put a cluster here and a cluster here. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Then we're going to put a corner in there because that is the corner. It's 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3, now we're going to chain 1, so that's the other corner. Okay, that's what we have. So we just have this to do, then the corner, and then down here. So we have 2 clusters here. I'm going to do that. Did we chain 1? Yeah, we did. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and now we're going to do the corner. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, we got 2 clusters left to do. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then we're all done with that. See? So that is round, let's see, we're gonna count. So here's our center. We can pick any one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's around 4. Then we're gonna slip stitch. And we're gonna slip stitch to the corner. And we just need one more round, okay? So we're not looking at the top anymore. Let me just get rid of that. Okay. So we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 double crochets because that chains counts as 1, counts as a stitch because you need 3 for a cluster. Okay, so that's 1 cluster. Chain 2 because we're in a corner. Put another cluster. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, another cluster. Oh, start that over. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and see now we have 3 clusters that we need to do on the side before we get to the next corner. So we need to do 2 more. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1. Oh, I caught something there. Let me do that one over. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and now we are at the corner. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, what do we have so far? Okay, so you see where the center is, so we know what row we're on. Now we got to do the side. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Now we're going to do a corner. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to show you where a lot of people get confused because a lot of people, they'll put a cluster there and then they'll stop and see how that looks like a square. Okay, and like let's say that this one wasn't there, then you just lost your center. You see, you lost your center. You would start with where's the center at? You would think maybe this was the center. A lot of people, their granny squares get messed up because of this, because they'll stop right here and they'll think that, that this is the square. And so since you marked your center, you can easily count 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you wanted to count this way, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would know, you could do that on all the sides and you could tell where you are and how many rows you have. So that confuses a lot of people when they stop right there and their square gets moved. So that is why I told you to mark the center. So you always know where your center is. Because you never know. What if you went to the bathroom and you came back and you were totally lost at where you were? It gets hard to keep track of sometimes. But if you know where your center is, then you should be good. 1, 2. I'm going to finish this corner. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. And this is also a side, so it's just one cluster. 1. Oh, I didn't pull all the way through there. 2, 3, chain 1. Now we're going to do a corner. 1, 2, 3, chain 2. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, so there's our last corner. Now we just have the sides to do. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. One more. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, and this is the last one because this is how big we're going to make ours. So what we're going to do before we connect it is we're going to cut our yarn off. Move that. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch to this. And we're going to finish it off like that. Pull it. All right. And there we have our granny square. Now you can make this granny square as small as you want. You can make it like this small and connect a bunch together, maybe in different colors. I've seen people even just make this one tiny square and connect a bunch of tiny squares. Or you can keep going and you can make this bigger and bigger and make a whole blanket out of this. I've seen people do that too. So now that we're done, we could take the stitch marker out. And now we need to weave in our ends. So we'll start with the center one. Now, if this was a magic circle, I would tie it in a little knot just to make sure it wouldn't unravel, but we can't get that any smaller. And it's already pretty secure in there, so we just need to weave in this end. So I am just gonna pull it through, and then I'm gonna go back. And maybe we'll go on this side. This should be good enough. Gonna give that a little tug and then cut down as close as we can. And we're gonna weave in this end. Okay, I am gonna go right down here. Okay, now I want you to look at this. You see how those stitches are? And you see how those stitches are? I mean, it's probably kind of hard to tell, but this is the back, okay? These like, because you can see like they have all these tiny little chunks going every which way. And if you look at this side, they have twists. There's a bunch of twists. Okay, so if you make a whole bunch of these and you want to sew them together, remember to sew them together the same sides. So that you don't, because what if you sewed them all together and there's just like one that wasn't like this? It might look funny. People might not notice, but that is just so that you know this is the front with the twists, and this is the back with all the little tiny things going every which way. Okay, that is the back, that is the front. Okay, just so you know. So when I weave in my ends, I try to do them all in the back just in case. So we're just gonna we'll go right in here. And then we're gonna go up and around this little corner right here because that's a really good spot to hide in some ends. We're just gonna go all the way around. Okay. And we're gonna pull it and we're gonna cut it. Just give it a little tug. And there you go. There you go. Okay, so now you did your granny squares. You've learned a lot. You learned how to single crochet, double crochet. You've learned how to work in rows. Now you've learned how to work in rounds. You've learned how to make a granny square. You made a scarf. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this together. Okay, and this I did this one before. Okay, so this is our scarf. I made this for my granddaughter. And then I thought it was gonna be fine because it was kinda like one of those scarves where you wear and you don't want a lot of bulk, you just kinda fold it and then you put your jacket on, but then I decided to do the granny square pockets, and if you have pockets, you kinda want it a little longer, or your hands won't fit in because it's, like, way up here, so I actually added to this, and I know it's really hard to see, but that is the lovely thing, this one you can, and I'll tell you why. That's the lovely thing about crochet is that you can just do whatever you want. Adding length to things is super easy, but you can tell right here where I added it, and that is because this was my starting chain, and usually the starting chain side is just for some reason, it gets a little bit wonky because my when I do my starting chains, I do them really tight, and I try not to, I try to do it looser, and yours is probably really loose, which is actually really good because I do mine too tight, and then that particular row is just always tighter, so then when I add to it, there's this little dip right here, and that's why. This one, you can't even tell. I added to this one too, but this is the other end, and you can't even tell where it's at. But we're gonna be covering this up, and I will show you how. This is totally optional, you don't have to do this, but this is like a little bonus extra, "Hey, let's make some weird crochet stuff, sure, why not?" You know? So I have this one, and this particular one, I actually turned this, every row, so you could see, remember I showed you about which is the front and which is the back? Well, this is the back. You can see all the little things going every way, and this one's a twist. That's because I turned my work every row. You don't have to do that, but I did that on this one. I mean, you could there are no rules, you do whatever you want. You could do anything however you want, okay? And I want to I'm trying to get room here, there's not very much room. I need a bigger desk. I want to attach it right here. Now what I'm gonna do, and you don't have to do this, you could just sew this on and call it a day, but, I'm kinda weird and I don't know, I do things weird. I'm actually going to crochet and I'm gonna need to move this a different way. I'm gonna crochet this right on. I'm gonna have to move this right here. So I'm gonna take this corner and I'm gonna put my hook through the corner, and then I'm gonna put it through the corner of the scarf. Okay, like that. And then I'm gonna add my yarn, just pull it over or fold it over, and then I'm gonna pull it up. And then I'm gonna go back down. This is gonna be kind of hard to see, but I'm gonna go back down, kind of like a sewing machine, I guess you could say. Go back down, I'm gonna yarn over and I'm gonna pull it up. Is this my tail? No, it's not my tail. Yarn over, pull it up. Okay, so I just made this like a slip stitch. Okay, it's like a slip stitch. I'm basically crocheting on top of the crochet. Okay, so I'm gonna yarn over, pull up. I'm gonna pull it through and I'm gonna make sure I'm loose. And I know this is really hard to see, but basically see I'm making stitches on this side. So I put it through, yarn over, pull up, and then I'm gonna pull it through. Okay, so you can kind of see, it's really hard to see on this color. I got a stitch, and I got stitches back there. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to make that kind of even as I go. Yarn over, pull up, and then pull through. Okay, see the back? See? So I'm gonna put it probably about right there. Yarn over, pull up. So you pull the yarn through, pull it through like a slip stitch, and see we're basically just top stitching. And you're gonna see this once we go over here, because I'm just gonna go down the whole scarf just to give it a little extra something something. Okay, I'm gonna go to the end of the pocket and then I'll turn it back on. All right, so I'm at the end and it's just, I still have to sew this side, but I'm gonna go around the whole thing and sew the other pocket in. So you can see the back. It's kind of like a sewing machine stitch. You can't see the front, but you can see it when I do this part. Because now I'm just going to run down the whole scarf. And this is, you don't have to do this. I could have started from here and just went around and called it a day. But I'm just going to go because, I don't know, just give it a little something. Just to give it a little bit more of a contrast color. Okay. So I'm yarning over and I'm pulling it up and just pulling it up through that. Going about maybe this far. I'm trying to keep it super loose so it doesn't pucker the fabric. Okay, yarn over, pull up, pull through everything. Okay, so see, it's gonna have a little stitch and I'm gonna have it go all the way up and look at the back. The back looks like a stitch. I mean, it's not perfect, but crochet is not perfect. So I'm going to keep going. And if you want to follow along, just come back here. I'm going to go all the way around. And when I get to this end, I'm going to do the same thing with the other pocket on the other side. And I'll go all the way down here and then we'll come back. All right, so here we are. I am at the end and I just cut it. And I'm just going to pull this up. Then I'm going to go down. I'm going to weave these ends in. But I wanted to show you what it looked like. So this is the pocket. Look at how cute this is. Very cute, right? Here's the back. And if your scarf is a little bit stiff, just wash it. There's instructions on your yarn. Just wash it like it says, give it a dry, and it'll be really super soft. The more you wash it, the softer it'll be. So here I went all the way around and I sewed in the other one. So here's that one. And see where the little thing was? You can't even really tell now because it's kind of underneath here. It's like, here, let's see if we can turn it in the back. See? I need to weave in this too. So I ran out of yarn right there. But this is where it is, and you can't tell because the granny square stretched it out a bit. So there I have a cute little scarf, and now you have a cute little scarf. And next we're going to be doing a hat. So you'll have a hat to wear with your scarf. Okay, so next time we're gonna make a hat to go, and you can make it to go with your scarf so you could wear it. It's gonna be called a sock hat. You're gonna be learning how to do half double crochets, and you're gonna be learning what back loop only and front loop only means. So it'll be a little different, and it'll be something that'll go with your scarf. So it'll be a wearable. I'll see you then.